Hey Ed, this is Shravan. This is my demo for Milestone 1, which is the hybrid engine. So I've kicked off a build here, and the only real, the new thing here is the font system. So the second the build comes up, we'll go through there. But basically, it's just a glyph manager and then a GAM and graphics object for the font. So here we go. All right. So as you can see, we have the two animations up here, the two skeletons. We've got two static models here, the buggy and the space frigate. They're both spinning at different rates. Um, Here we go. There's the dynamic font screen, and there's a couple of static ones here as well. This font is called Joker Man. I'm not sure why. Uh, so if I hit the right arrow key, you can see that both the animations change. So right now the teddy is walking, the humanoid is running. Now the teddy is idle, and the humanoid is doing that shooting thing. All the other controls from Engine 2, so the pause and play, uh, forward and reverse, and all those other things, they're all there. Um, and that's, I think, all the features here of the demo. And then if I shut this off, you will see that there you go. So memory talking start, and then no memory leaks. And this is something I've been getting since like Engine 1. I have no idea what it is. Anyway, so uh, like I said, the new thing that we have here is the font system. So I'll start with the glyph, and you can see very simple. It's just one key, the texture that we're using, and then the rectangle, which is the sub area of that texture. And because we want a linked list structure, we've got pointers to the next and previous one. Uh, so in the glyph manager over here, when I have a function here called initialize, which takes in the XML file name and the texture of the font. So when we go in here, you can see this is that XML library that Luke put up in common, so I'm using that. So you can see that it's, since we know the layout of the XML, it's very easy to iterate through the nodes, extract the key, and then I know for a fact that each key would have 4 children. So that's how you get the X, Y, width, and height. Once you have that as an array of floats, you just create a rectangle and then just create a glyph and add it to the glyph manager. So that part's pretty simple. Uh, the other thing that we have here is the GAM object font. So I'll take a look here. So this takes in, upon construction, it takes in another object called the graphics object font, and the message, so the string that we need to display, and then the coordinates on screen in 2D. These are the coordinates that we rescale according to the screen X and screen Y, which is the original down here. Um, when I update this, right, so we're not updating anything here, but inside of the draw, this is like based off of Space Invaders. So inside the draw, what we do here is, for the graphics object, we iterate through each character of the string, which is of this message, and then doing exactly what we did in Space Invaders, we just find the glyph based on the ASCII value of that character. Um, and then once we get that, we sort of do that trick where you're moving to accommodate the spacing between the characters. That's happening here. And then on that graphics object font, I have a function called swap glyph, which basically uh, goes, that's the thing that's adjusting and going to the next glyph. So inside of my string, I just have one graphics object per font string, and I just using this swap glyph, I swap out the sub rectangle for the next glyph, so the next character in that string. So the way that I'm doing that here, it's pretty simple. Is once I get this, I update the world matrix according to the position of the next one. So that's here, very simple. Similarly, I update the UV matrix using the subrectangle of the new glyph, and I update the original matrix again using the subrectangle of the new glyph. So Again, very straightforward. So inside of the game, you can see that start off with the textures. And here's the font texture, and then we initialize the glyph manager with the XML and then the texture that I just added. Um, Here's the camera system. So we have a 3D cam and a 2D cam, and uh, I explicitly specify what camera is going to be the 2D cam, and then that is what helps in my 2D shader. For the end, then this is all from Engine 2, so you have the animations, and then this is the static models. I've got managers everywhere. That's how I'm managing my memory. They're all Meyer singletons, so they don't explicitly have to be created. They're created the first time that they're used. And then right here are the two static models, and then this is just very simple. I'm just setting their position, the scale, the rotation, just yeah, adding them to the game manager. Then we have the fonts here, and so you create the sprite model, you create its shader, and then over here we just create the font from here's the graphics object, here's the message string, and then these are the screen coordinates. And this is the dynamic font screen. So for this particular one, the game object font is outside here, so we can access it in the update function. And yeah, there you go. There's the counter, there's the message that's going to be updated, and then this is how that thing is displayed. So yeah, I think that's about it. This is a pretty short walkthrough since the font system is really the only new thing. And yeah, as I said, no memory leaks, and the models are there, the animations are there, the font is there. So that's it for this milestone, and yeah, we'll see you for the next one. Cheers.